and culturally, especially when you're doing work in group or engaging with international students. It really opens your eyes up, especially if you spent the last 18 years of your life in the same borough, in the same school in sixth form, and suddenly you're in a university with thousands of students.
I mean, you can get that outside university,
but it comes much later.
But no, you can still get that university. But with university, you're trained to think. Strategically, critically, reflectively. The whole point is independently to be able. That's what you're trained to. You're supposed to do. Look at different, variations. That's the whole point of university, is that looking to research. But all that other stuff, that comes with experience. That could be. You could be a plumber, and you could be moving around. You could be an electrician. You could be an artist, and you could be.
I mean, my dad always used to say, "Look, never confuse education and intelligence."
Yes.
There are plenty of intelligent people who don't have a lot of formal education, but that doesn't diminish the education, because that's intelligence plus education. It's an add-on, not an alternative. That's the thing.
But we are streaming live on YouTube, Sean, I don't know if you're aware. So people that have an opinion on this discussion about education, about university, the value of education, please feel free to comment and get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. I'm the kind of person that, although I'm not a great academic, I feel like education is so important. It's definitely helped me pave my path and develop myself personally. I mean, my children are about to go into colleges, and I'm thinking, let me do a PhD. So that's the kind of mindset I have, because I constantly want my brain to be stimulated.
That can be done in various ways, though. I mean, I have to say that when I went to university, before university, I did hold some great jobs. I've had some fantastic jobs, and then when I went to university, I was hoping that I was going to have something a bit more. That didn't quite happen, but that could just be, destiny. But, I'm not ruling out.
There are some.
I'm not ruling out university. I think it's great that if you can go. I mean, there is the whole money thing as well. That's another aspect of university that you have to think about, that you are kind of tied to for a very, very long time. And
I mean, the loan is definitely a massive.
That is a massive thing, But other than that, you can go or you can't go. But it is about educating yourself as a person. Regardless, you could be very well read without having to go to university. If you're someone who likes to read,
Someone has commented on YouTube.
The question is, do you have the choice?
Yes, that's what it comes down to.
That's the thing. You see, my father was born in a South Wales coalfield, and his father was a miner. And my father was intelligent enough to go to grammar school, but he could only go because the National Union of Mine Workers paid for him to go. He was intelligent enough to go to university, but the only way he could go to university was if he studied theology, and he didn't want to, so he never went. So I was the first person in my family ever to be able to go to university, because at that time, my grant and my fees were paid for out of general taxation. Now, that choice should be open to absolutely everyone. Not everyone has to take it, and it doesn't mean if you don't take it, you can't develop in other ways. Of course you can, but that choice should be there.
Whether you live to regret it or not, that choice should be there, because we want to enable our children, our young people, to be able to make that choice. We've just had a comment on our YouTube live that a gentleman was saying that he went to university and he thinks he wasted his time, because the things he learned from his lecturers he was never able to really apply in the real world, which I feel the same about maths GCSE, but we're not going to go into that.
I mean, no experience is a bad experience. Every experience is an experience, and I suppose maybe wasted in terms of money or energy, but you still gain something. That's
but if you study Shakespeare, you are not going to apply it every single day, and it's probably not going to do you much good. But anybody who says that that's time wasted has got too narrow a vision of life, really. That's
of course. I mean, look, I go back to the days where Oxbridge, was privilege. And everyone, and it's still a privilege actually, and everyone wanted to go to that university. Even the most uneducated parents, their aspiration was their child is going to go to Oxford or Cambridge and become a doctor, or a lawyer. And it's these aspirations and these ambitions. Well, I'm talking about our forefathers who came maybe and struggled because they saw the significance, the importance, the value of education in the people that were around them that were educated in comparison to them that weren't. But that didn't mean they didn't make anything of their lives. They were all still very successful and achieved a lot regardless.
Well, and Oxbridge is a different case. case, because Oxbridge is 50% education and 50% socialisation.
Yes.
What it's about is inducting you into a certain layer,
Network.
establishment group of people. So half of what you're doing there isn't really about education in a normal sense. It's about the British establishment inducting you, co-opting you into its structures. That's
and basically conditioning you to becoming someone that
like
represents
them.
that, is an ambassador of Oxbridge, right? But the reason I mentioned that is because that's something we as Brits are very proud of. Or when we have a family member or a brother or a sister that's been to those, we are very proud of that, or a son and daughter. And actually, a lot of the universities in the UK, the degrees that we attain here, for example, as a teacher, as a qualified teacher in the UK, I can teach anywhere in the world. But nowhere in the world can a teacher qualify and come and teach in the UK without qualifying here. And I love the fact that it's that creme de la creme, and that only comes with going to a higher education. I'm trying to explain this to my son,
that's definitely
who does not
a bonus
want to go to
point.
university, by the way.
No, that's definitely a bonus point if you are going to study, because your education that's from here is valued all over the world, and so that for that reason, I think definitely it is a great thing to have a degree from here. But like you, John, I'm the first in my family to get the degree, and just want to say,
I'm proud of you.
Well, to my siblings for always making fun of me growing up. But I was the first to go university, and they had dreams to go, and they didn't all get to go. And I actually didn't have no plans to go university. A lot of things I didn't plan happened, and I actually got pushed by a teacher, John Smith, if you're watching. This is such
John.
Yeah, he was a fantastic teacher, and he actually pushed me to go to university after reading something I wrote, and then I did go to university, and I got a degree, and it was fantastic.
Mashallah. And it's an achievement, Shaz.
I mean, although I didn't do much with it after, but that's because I did other things.
Still an achievement.
But the experience of university was great. It was good. I met I've still, made new friends. I'm still in touch with a lot of professors. I have a good relationship, and I still see them, and it is in that sense, it's been good.
Love that.
And hopefully soon, and if I do want to go, at least, abroad anyway, I've got that under my belt. And, well, at least I can say I went to university.
As we know what Reform has in plan, we might need that degree more than we realise. But anyway, John, thank you very much for the headlines this morning. It's been a pleasure, and what an interesting conversation we've had. I love the fact that our audience are engaging with us, isn't it?
Yeah, it is great that we are now having people giving us messages on YouTube or emailing us in currently as we're speaking, so which is wonderful. It's great to engage with the audience at the same time.
Come on, send us a message. We love our keyboard audience. We're going to read your messages live. Just make sure you've been kind to Shaz and I. Now, before we head over to our team live at the 14th International Tawakkul Summit here in London, we are going to go for a quick break. So let's
see you after
top up. Is it a long break?
It's going to be a long break.
It's going to be a long break, but no worries, we'll be back as soon as we can.
Classed as genocide several years ago, bringing little justice or solace to those seeking to bury loved ones. Their wounds still healing, Srebrenica must be remembered.
The UN framework for Bosnia and Herzegovina no longer seems to be relevant.
Charges are genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and violations of the Geneva Conventions.
These crimes were a culmination of the accused's determination to cleanse eastern Bosnia, to ensure the Serb state that he envisioned.
I feel like the Bosnian community have been forgotten.
Do you see any similarities with what's going on in Palestine and what happened 30 years ago here in Srebrenica?
The Muslims are the problem for somebody. Why?
You can't even take it all in. You can't even see the names all the way to the end. It's unimaginable.
Assalamu alaikum. We are here today to celebrate the launch of the Amir Abdul Qadir Al Jazairi program.
The military hero, the statesman, an architect of a polity, the consummate diplomat and scholar educator, the Sufi, whose life was rooted in the knowledge of God and the embodiment of the noblest human values.
He's everything that could embody today's Algeria, and he's still and always will remain a great example for future generations of Algerians and of Muslims and non-Muslims across the world.
A figure who has been inspirational, not just to Algerian nationalism, and has had that role for a good century and more, but also to French imperialism.
Nida Trust presents the National Muslim Teachers Awards 2026.
Good evening and a very warm welcome.
We will start this evening's awards ceremony with a recitation of the Quran.
Allah has created all other creation by just the word kun fayakun, which means be and it is. But there's one creation that Allah has left behind, and that is the human being. And that human being is shaped by Allah's hand.
Being a teacher is a very important responsibility. Teachers guide, support, and inspire others.
The National Muslim Teachers Awards 2026.
How did you ensure that whatever you're writing is true to the core of, a person's experience?
In today's world with so much happening, a lot of people love art, and that's it's an escapism, but it also speaks to deep-rooted need for people to do art, to make art. All the books that I read with Muslim characters, we were always shoved inside a very small, tight box with no room to breathe.
Start your day right with the UK's first Muslim morning show, Salaam Britain,
where we dive into the trending stories that matter to you.
Share recipes from around the globe that will ignite your senses.
Celebrate guests that are making waves.
And showcase the diversity that makes our ummah beautiful.
أو زد عليه ورتل القرآن ترتيلا إنا سنلقي عليك قولا ثقيلا.
Join our renowned reciters reciting in different styles. This program is brought to you by Seven Spikes Relief, a charity with 100% donations policy.
Your opportunity to challenge the status quo. You call in and set the narrative. Every Tuesday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. on Islam Channel. Join us to discuss hot topics dominating the headlines.
Pick of the Week has returned. Come and join us each week as we showcase the best highlights from our daily programming at 5:30 p.m. every Sunday on Islam Channel.
Classed as genocide several years ago, bringing little justice or solace to those seeking to bury loved ones. Their wounds still healing, Srebrenica must be remembered.
The UN framework for Bosnia and Herzegovina no longer seems to be relevant.
Charges are genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes and violations of the Geneva Conventions.
These crimes were a culmination of the accused's determination to cleanse eastern Bosnia, to ensure the Serb state that he envisioned.
I feel like the Bosnian community have been forgotten.
Do you see any similarities with what's going on in Palestine and what happened 30 years ago here in Srebrenica?
The Muslims are the problem for somebody. Why?
You can't even take it all in. You can't even see the names all the way to the end. It's unimaginable.
Assalamu alaikum. We are here today to celebrate the launch of the Emir Abdul Qadir Al Jazairi program.
The military hero, the statesman, and architect of a polity, the consummate diplomat and scholar educator, the Sufi, whose life was rooted in the knowledge of God and the embodiment of the noblest human values.
He's everything that could embody today's Algeria, and he's still and always will remain a great example for future generations of Algerians and of Muslims and non-Muslims across the world.
A figure who has been inspirational, not just to Algerian nationalism, and has had that role for a good century and more, but also to French imperialism.
Nida Trust presents the National Muslim Teachers Awards 2026.
Good evening and a very warm welcome.
We will start this evening's awards ceremony with a recitation of the Quran.
Allah has created all other creation by just the word kun fayakun, which means be and it is. But there's one creation that Allah has left behind, and that is the human being. And that human being is shaped by Allah's hand.
Being a teacher is a very important responsibility. Teachers guide, support, and inspire others.
The National Muslim Teachers Awards 2026.
How did you ensure that whatever you're writing is true to the core of, a person's experience?
In today's world with so much happening, a lot of people love art, and that's it's an escapism, but it also speaks to deep-rooted need for people to do art, to make art. All the books that I read with Muslim characters, we were always shoved inside a very small, tight box with no room to breathe.
Start your day right with the UK's first Muslim morning show, Salaam Britain,
where we dive into the trending stories that matter to you.
Share recipes from around the globe that will ignite your senses.
Celebrate guests that are making waves.
And showcase the diversity that makes our ummah beautiful.
You're enjoying your morning with us so far.
Indeed. Now, before we head over to our team live at the 14th International Takafful Summit 2026, let's take a quick look into the kitchen where we have with us
the Spice Queen. Let's see, Sister Parveen, how are you?
I'm fine. You caught me having my morning coffee.
Ah, lovely. Tell us a bit about yourself, because obviously I know you've just returned onto our screen. So what are you doing?
Well, it's a surprise for you. It's a summer dish. I think it's so hot and nobody really wants to eat in this weather, but we've got to have nutritional food that's good, easy to cook, good prep, batch cooking, economical, all the good adjectives. So I'm so happy to be back.
Absolutely. We also don't want to be in the kitchen for too long, preparing for any, hot dishes, big meals. So, and today's a warm day, but it's going to get hotter in the next few days, and I'm dreading it.
Oh,
so we want to make sure we're making some great stuff there in the kitchen, quick, easy stuff. And as you said, Parveen, nutritional food.
Absolutely. Now we're going to head over to our team who are live at the 14th International Takafful Summit 2026 here in London.
Yes, they've been catching up with the delegates and speakers from this year's summit. So let's see what's happening on the ground.
Over to you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much. Wa alaikum assalam Tahreem. Wa alaikum assalam Shaz. How are you doing today?
We're very good. Yeah. We're very good, thank you. We're actually nice and cool in the lovely studio at the moment, and we're really excited because we have a new chef on set, and it's going to be preparing something amazing for us, so we're quite happy right now.
Hamza, what's going on at the Takafful Summit? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, as you mentioned before, Tahreem, as well, the International Takafful Summit is back after 7 years of pause due to the global pandemic, and there will be a lot of international, financial perfect and mindsets, and there will be regulators and innovators from all over the world, from Pakistan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Egypt, and whatnot. And we have got this back after 7 years, 14th International Takafful Summit, and the major topic of discussion today is the ethical risk sharing, and we have got with me Ajmal. Ajmal is from a word of the Takafful United Kingdom. We're going to interview him and we're going to ask him, Ajmal, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, rahmatullah.
So how are you doing today, first of all?
Yeah, quite busy really, but excited.
Yeah, I can see you. Yes. So just talk us through what's going on for the next 2 days, and who are the major speakers and panelists.
Well, I think it's really a very exciting time for us to have people from all over the world, really, at this difficult time when traveling is so difficult and all that. But we have over 200 delegates, and they have come from all kinds of places globally. And then, the UK is basically positioned to talk about how Takafful can actually grow and in a stable manner. Islamic finance, banking, and all that have really gone places and done really very good. But Takaful has actually been a little behind that. So we actually, as part of the professionals who are actually here, and they are eminent people from all over the world who are having interest in Takaful, they are here to discuss how we can actually promote and grow Takaful worldwide.
I will talk. It's been 7 years. We didn't see International Takaful Summit, and we all have been waiting for. Do you have any pressure on you that you have to make it the best?
Sorry, pressure about?
To make it the best.
Well, I mean, this has been going on since 2007. And it's been, very well sort of recognized platform for getting people coming and talking. At the time of COVID, it stopped, and this is the first time it's coming back. And inshallah, we will actually be having this every year. And we hope that, this is going to actually come up with some sort of pathway for the 10 years ahead, and we are going to form a working group of all the eminent people, and we are going to see how we can develop and see Takaful over the 10 years period.
Okay, as well, I have seen the agenda. I can see that there are so many thoughtful panel discussions aligned for today and tomorrow. And talk us through who are the main speakers, where they come from, and what are the major topic of discussion for today.
Well, there are quite a lot of speakers. I can't sort of remember all of them by hand but the thing is that we have one gentleman here. He's been, with the mutual industry, and Takaful very, passionately. And he's here with us today, and I would like John to actually say some words on that.
Yeah, so we have John here. How are you doing today? How are you
I'm
feeling?
very well indeed, thank you. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. Talk us about what are you talking about today in the panel?
Well, in fact, it's tomorrow I'll be speaking, but I'll be speaking about the UK mutual sector and how that has opportunities for Islamic insurance within the UK.
I want to know, John, how are you feeling? The Takaful Summit is 7 years.
Very excited. I've missed it in the last 7 years.
Perfect. And why are you looking forward for the next 2 days?
Because I think there are enormous opportunities here for insurance in the UK. We have a large Muslim population who are underserved, quite frankly, in the insurance market. And this is an opportunity to put together experience from across the world to see how that problem can be solved.
And when talking about the ethical sharing, which is a major agenda of today and tomorrow, talk us through what is ethical risk sharing.
Well, that is typically what a mutual does. A mutual is basically a group of people who come together to share a risk. It's not a haram selling of risk or commercial sharing of risk, and that's a great thing.
Okay, John, when we talk about the conventional insurance, how is it different from the Takaful? You know what I mean? And how secure it is as compared to Takaful?
Well, again, I come back to this idea of mutual, because they are based on
Thank you so much, John. Coming back to you, Ajmal, we have got aligned some awards tonight as well.
Yes.
Talk us through about that. What is that? What is that? Awards?
Well, it is not the typical type of selection award winners. We have actually looked at the industry and how positive on the industry. So the award that we will.
So how is it like, and talk us through the words of as well. What is it about and how is it like related to each other?
Yeah, it is, World of Thaqafal, something similar to what we're doing here in the summit. World of Thaqafal is really bringing all the companies, Thaqafal companies, in around over more than 30 countries to be that online or through blogs and so on. And there's also a research side of the Thaqafal industry where people can actually provide as to be done, or so this is like a master class of things, and that's a major master class basically. That's what World of Thaqafal.
Oh, it's a shame couldn't get full.
Yeah, so sorry for the cutting and chopping of the conversation, but it looks like a fantastic event, doesn't it?
It's great that it's after 7 years break, obviously like a lot of things in COVID stopped, they're back on now and they've got 200 delegates under one roof, all from all over the world. It's a fantastic event to be at, and for future growth as well. But so
absolutely.
we're gonna
I think they're still happening tomorrow as well.
Yeah, and we might get some more updates there from Hamza, perhaps if we can sort out the technical problems. But we are going to go for a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere because we have got Chef in the house and we've got a guest coming up, so we'll see you very soon.
Classed as genocide several years ago, bringing little justice or solace to those seeking to bury loved ones. Their wounds still healing, Srebrenica must be remembered.
The UN framework for Bosnia and Herzegovina no longer seems to be relevant.
Charges are genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and violations of the Geneva Conventions.
These crimes were a culmination of the accused's determination to cleanse eastern Bosnia, to ensure the Serb state that he envisioned.
I feel like the Bosnian community have been forgotten.
Do you see any similarities to what's going on in Palestine and what happened 30 years ago here in Srebrenica?
The Muslims are the problem for somebody. Why?
You can't even take it all in. You can't even see the names all the way to the end. It's unimaginable.
Assalamu alaikum. We are here today to celebrate the launch of the Amir Abdul Qadir Al Jazairi program.
The military hero
the statesman, an architect of a polity, the consummate diplomat and scholar educator, the Sufi, whose life was rooted in the knowledge of God and the embodiment of the noblest human values.
He's everything that could embody today's Algeria, and he's still and always will remain a great example for future generations of Algerians and of Muslims and non-Muslims across the world.
A figure who has been inspirational, not just to Algerian nationalism, and has had that role for a good century and more, but also to French imperialism.
Nida Trust presents the National Muslim Teachers Awards 2026.
Good evening and a very warm welcome.
We will start this evening's awards ceremony with a recitation of the Quran.
Allah has created all other creation by just the word kun fayakun, which means be and it is. But there's one creation that Allah has left behind, and that is the human being. And that human being is shaped by Allah's hand.
Being a teacher is a very important responsibility. Teachers guide, support, and inspire others.
The National Muslim Teachers Awards 2026.
How did you ensure that whatever you're writing is true to the core of, a person's experience?
In today's world with so much happening, a lot of people love art, and that's it's an escapism, but it also speaks to deep-rooted need for people to do art, to make art. All the books that I read with Muslim characters, we were always shoved inside a very small, tight box with no room to breathe.
We've got a Shaz, have you heard about what's going on in WhatsApp?
Yeah, I have actually, and I'm not so sure I'm quite happy about it, especially for the young ones.
Well, tell us what's going on.
The fact that you can now have conversations and connect with people without having to share your phone number. Sounds a little bit like Snap, no?
Yeah, it sounds a little bit like...
Is that what happens on Snapchat?
Yeah.
I don't have Snapchat, but that's what I've heard. I've heard that it's...
I feel like it's an open invitation to all the keyboard warriors out there to start utilising WhatsApp to have a rant and start abusing people that they know. Ultimately,
it's just too much already. So much going on the phones with all this... social media, communicating with everyone. And everything. I just feel like, again, it's just one of those things. Again, it's opening up dangerous conversations, dangerous connections. The whole point of having a number is to, have that bit of privacy, or you give your number to who you want to give it to.
Exactly.
And
also on WhatsApp, there's a feature where only the people whose number is saved in your phone can actually WhatsApp you. So it is quite safe already. So, for example, if I don't have your phone number saved in my phone, you can't WhatsApp me.
Yeah.
Whereas now, I don't need to have your number. You can still WhatsApp me as long as you know my username and you're able to have, send me a message from your username to mine.
Yeah, but it makes you think, again, so look, right, the ban is going to come and kick in at some point, right, I think this year, right, later on. And so does this include that, do you think? Because this is social media, and then this is what is
this? Is telecommunication.
So we've got rid of one thing, or we've kind of having some sort of control on one aspect of social media, and then you go and give
another one to them.
Another one where now, so I mean, I don't know, again, it's down to about how responsible one is, and everyone has WhatsApp. All the children have WhatsApp.
Majority of them.
We all have that. It's a way for us to communicate with our own children. So
and it seems to be a more actual accessible and reliable way than regular, phone calls or text
SMS or-
messaging.
yes.
But look, apparently one of the pros is that there'll be no public directory, which means usernames won't be searchable, making it harder for strangers to find you. However, once a stranger has found you and messaged you, if there is no public directory, is there any scope for us to report them? And then if they go above and beyond...
you mean in terms of regulating?
Yeah, like how is it
again,
going to be
policing this?
regulated?
Yeah, because again, we don't have a lot of policing on social media. And so how will this be...
I mean, we don't have policing on the streets, let alone social media. But, potential impersonations, a massive con.
So how do you find each other? Through usernames?
Yeah, like, oh, I know Shaz's username. Hey, guys, add her. And Shaz's like, oh, who's this?
Okay, so it doesn't matter about in terms of distance, like with when you airdrop someone.
No.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
But let's find out from Parveen actually. What's Parveen's take on this? What does she think about this WhatsApp connection? Parveen, tell us what do you think from the kitchen while
I'm prepping I'm a woman of a certain age. I'm not very techie, but my cousin makes me laugh because he's from Pakistan and he always calls it WhatsApp. So with WhatsApp and WhatsApp, I find if I don't know the number, I will not pick up. I just don't. And technology is moving so quickly, I just can't keep up. But I do love the WhatsApp groups, though. I love the groups.
Yeah, but do you worry about the future, or do you worry about the youth? Because, for us, obviously, I suppose it's about a responsibility, and maybe with maturity, we kind of know the dangers. And as you said, I'm like you. I'm not tech savvy. I don't really care for this sort of stuff. I like real people, real conversations. And but what about the young? It's very easy to just like, oh, who's this?
Especially with the anonymity of the whole concept. There's an added level of anonymity, which means that, potentially people can message you things that may violate you or, disturb you. It's really, really hard to kind of figure out who they are. Not just that, but I feel like scams in a certain way will be harder to trace through WhatsApp. And it says it's apparently added some sort of anti-spam software and abuse detection measures, but how effective are they really when we've seen them being infiltrated on TikTok and Instagram all the time? So can we really rely on them?
Yeah, I just... For me, this is terrible news.
It's a joke.
I hope this is something that will not kick in. I do worry about the youth because, we also were talking just the other day, again, about the rise of mental health in the youth, in young people. And again, for me, my answer is simple. It's put the phone down, get out
on your bike.
Get outside, meet people, have real experiences, even if they're horrible experiences, they are real, and deal with it. And, every experience is an experience, and this is part of life. It's 100%. About the comeback. It doesn't matter how many times you fall, get back up, get out, have real experience. But sitting on your phone, the effect it's having on eyes, your body posture, your mental health, and just not getting out, and the lack of social
skills.
Social skills. And the awkwardness that they're going through.
But not just that, Shaz. When we were messaging people, sometimes...
We didn't have this when we were young.
No,
right?
we would
I don't want to sound like, when we were young, we didn't have this.
Old.
I am old, but old and proud. But, it makes a difference. Like, we had pages.
Pages,
But before pages, even before pages, it was like, you're going to meet someone, you're going to meet your friend, it's going to be at the bus stop, 5 o'clock. You've got to be there 5 o'clock. So that helps you not to be late. You're going to be punctual because you know your friend's going to be there. You can't be late. You can't contact her before or after. So it's just be there.
Be there or be squared.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think not just that, but in terms of conflict and resolutions, as growing up in that era where we didn't have easy access, if I piss somebody off, or one of my friends is annoyed with me, what would I do? I would just go knock on her door. And I would say, what's going on? Like, why are you annoyed?
Or you just end up playing outside and just seeing each other again.
And you're done. It's resolved. But the messaging concept...
But it
really takes away the personal.
It takes away the personal. It takes away body language.
The voice, the tone, everything.
Your intuition of energy it takes that away.
Yeah,
because sometimes, you know, you could read a message in several various ways, and it's a miscommunication. It causes a lot of problems.
100%.
It can cause conflict.
Yeah.
Broken relationships, you know, unnecessarily when you actually have a conversation with the person face to face, you know, you're not taking away the whole energy, the body language, all of these things are
the emotions in that communication.
It's all having a better way to communicate with each other. It's not just about words.
Yeah, so I don't like it. I don't think I'm for this whole username.
I'm surprised you agree because
plus, you know what? The thing is. How many usernames are there going to be? Somebody might take my favourite username, and I'm going to be stuck with some random willy-nilly one that you know, remember back in the day when you'd make a Yahoo account or a Gmail account, and all the good usernames are taken, and you're stuck with the random ones.
Mind you, I still have my Yahoo account from my very first Yahoo account. I still have it. What, 20-something years?
What was it?
It doesn't matter. I'm not.
I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
Yeah, no, but there wasn't any bad languages used.
No, I mean, obviously, you could only use certain words with friends, like I just did, in context to a description where I'd be talking to my friend. But obviously, I wouldn't say that to a random stranger, like, you know.
Any bad words, but
okay, coming back to the usernames.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, so...
Username. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, no, so the username, I mean, obviously, this is a very old one, but we're talking about currently. I mean, again, like I said, I'm not that bothered about these things. I would not be having engaging conversations with anybody that I don't know. I don't even have time for the people, not in a rude way. I don't. Sorry to say that, but, you know...
Life is busy.
Yeah, it's busy. It's busy. Sometimes when I look at my phone and it's so filled with so many messages, don't you just want to just check your phone?
Yeah.
Just want to just throw it away. There's so many messages to go through, and it's overwhelming. It gets overwhelming. So, this whole WhatsApp thing, I worry for the future. I worry for the youth. They're already going through mental health issues. They're going through already so many issues with social media. And thank God
the ban
we
is coming.
On that, you know, with the law coming in place, with having somebody, and that's going to have an after effect, because obviously we've got children that are already hooked.
Yeah, but Shaz, you know, with that law, I don't know, I understand that there's a benefit to that, but at the same time, I feel like the children are going to miss out on all the things such
benefit to what?
Of having the ban on younger kids on social media. But I feel like, you know, right now we've seen the rise of children who are more aware of what's going on in the world.
That's true.
With the wars.
100%, that's true. But
socio-economic.
If you weigh it up, I still think that if you weigh the pros and cons, I think that it weighs heavy on not being on social.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. Social media, even for myself, it has been great, you know, in some sense that you learn so many things. But if I weigh up still, even for myself, that in terms of you know, how much time goes on your phone without realising, and actually, you know, when you're not on your phone, the pull to want to be on your phone, and how we were talking earlier, you know, about the news stories as well, about so much, you know, payment, everything being on your phone. When you lose your phone, don't you feel stressed?
The end. The world has ended.
I don't pay on my phone. That's just one thing I don't do. But there's still so many things I do on my phone, and without my phone, you feel lost, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You feel really disturbed.
Yeah, we're still more disturbed than you already are.
Yeah, you know, you don't want to be losing your phone and then your cards are all on there. It's just a lot of stress.
But look, it does come with its pros. The less unwanted, you know, exposure, your numbers hidden, etc. There might be, you know, people that you want to speak to, you want to kind of build that rapport with on a professional level, but you don't want to actually share your number, which is all fine.
Yeah.
But let's see how it all pans out. And on that note, I want to talk to you about a fan moment that I had.
Oh, yeah.
It was so brilliant.
Yes.
Because I was at the Halal Expo in Manchester over the weekend, and I was sitting there at my stall, happy as Larry, you know, just handing out the leaflets, talking about the work that I'm doing. And this lady from really far away just started waving at me, and she came to me really fast. So she's like,
did she want your number?
No. She's like,
did she find you somewhere?
And I'm like,
your eardrop was open or something.
I thought it was my mum's friend or something, because I got up and I was like, oh, Assalamu alaikum.
So it was like an auntie?
Yeah, it was an auntie, and she just started hugging me and kissing me and pinching my cheeks. I'm thinking, this is definitely my mum's old friend. Nobody's going to just come up and do this to me.
Yeah.
Then she goes, I watch you on Salaam Britain. I was like, no way. Allahumma barik. So, Mrs. Awan, if you're watching today, thank you so much for approaching me.
She was very happy to see you.
It was so nice to see you. Your warm hugs and kisses were really, really nice, and I felt so loved. And then she came back with all 4 generations of her family. So herself, her daughter's daughter, and her daughter's daughter's daughter. So 4 generations, mashallah, of females in the UK watching Salaam Britain on a regular basis.
Fantastic.
Where they actually remember us and our names. So I'm shocked.
Brilliant.
Pleasantly.
But how was the Halal Expo in
It was brilliant. There was thousands of people.
In
you know, we had
Manchester.
food. We had a modest fashion show happening, which was actually modest and fashionable, coincidentally, which is very rare to find when you go to fashion shows nowadays. In addition to that, we have some live entertainment. You know, sometimes you go to modest fashion shows and they're very modest, but they're not fashionable. And then you go to a fashion show where it's very fashionable, but
I don't know, you know. I have seen
modest.
some modest fashion shows that are modest and very fashionable.
Have you?
Yes.
For me, this was the first time.
Savera used to do really good modest.
That was 10 years ago, bro.
Yeah, but
like, I'm talking about recently.
Okay,
recently, this is the first time
good.
I've come up with quality clothing designs and modest, and I loved it. In addition to that, there was a master makeup class. There's so much going on. It's brilliant. Live
on stage.
Live on stage, and you know, there was like a VIP area. People were sat there watching. It was just brilliant. All in all, a wonderful weekend in Manchester.
Turnout.
Yeah,
good turnout.
I think there was about 9,000 footfall across the weekend.
Really?
Brilliant footfall.
Fantastic. That's great. We
And
have
I was
that.
shocked
We're quite used to having that here in London. Quite spoiled,
so I
aren't
was
we?
shocked actually because I wasn't expecting that kind of footfall. But well done to the organisers.
Yeah, fantastic.
Right, so actually, we've got our guest with us now, haven't we?
Yes, so we're going to have our next guest, who's someone who has dedicated herself to creating meaningful spaces that inspire, educate and empower Muslim communities around the world.
Indeed, the founder and CEO of Olive Tree Events. She's brought together scholars, thought leaders and community voices through impactful conferences and events, all with the aim of strengthening faith, purpose and connection within the Ummah.
And from championing Muslim women through initiatives such as the Becoming Her Tour to launching global platforms that encourage leadership, personal development and meaningful conversations, her work continues to make a real impact.
Alhamdulillah, we are delighted to welcome Nadira Chinia to Salaam Britain this morning.
Assalamu alaikum.
And welcome.
Alaikum salam. It's so lovely to see you guys again.
It's lovely to see you, and you know, we're so excited to hear a little bit more about your journey and what led you into community building and event leadership. Please tell us more.
So I don't even know where to start. Whenever anybody asks me about anything, I can only tell them that I could have only dreamed as a little girl to be here, alhamdulillah. But I think for myself, I've always been a woman that's been involved with community. And I've been somebody that's been involved with theatre studies and drama and things like that from a young age, public speaking. And I think, you know, as we become mothers and go through so much in life, we kind of forget who that young little girl is and what her dreams were. Yeah. And so for myself, I actually went through a lot in my life, and that's what we will be actually talking about at the Becoming Her Tour, how we as women forget about our true purpose or the dreams that we always had. And I think for myself personally, I got into this space as a dreamer and just somebody that has a love for creating things. And I'm like, how do I use my theatre and drama studies background to be able to be part of the dawah as a woman? And yeah, I just literally created Olive Tree Events, was given opportunities, and as we say in Australia, Bob's your uncle.
We say that in the UK.
Yeah, we say that.
Oh, really? Oh, that's very interesting.
But we were talking earlier, actually, on the today's show about, you know, how we utilise our degrees or our what do we do with our education and stuff. So it's great that you're someone who thought about that. You know, how to utilise your past experience and studies and implement it in a way where it's dawah. But there must have been a moment in your life where you had a moment where you felt like this is my calling.
You know, I think for myself, I was going through a really bad time in my personal life. And I think as women, we shun away from saying that our trials and our difficulties actually are catalysts to finding ourselves again. And I know it sounds so cliche, but it's exactly that pushed me into saying, you know what, I have so much more purpose as an individual to give back to society, to give back to the community. I'm not just a mother, I'm not just a wife, I'm not just a daughter, but I have an amana for the talents that Allah has given me to be able to give back. So I think for me, I had to go through a really difficult time in my life and say, you know, who is Nadira? What does she want to do? And it's never too late to start something for yourself. And alhamdulillah, I do attribute my success or perceived success to Allah for, you know, opening up the doors that I could have never imagined, like He says He will for you. But it's through those struggles that I've found myself where I am right now, and here being in the UK and launching a tour that is very actually dear to me, that we just had in Australia, and now we've brought it to the UK, and we hope that sisters can benefit from it as well.
Inshallah, inshallah. Now look, you mentioned who is Nadira, right? Yes. So tell me, who is Nadira and what is her core mission behind the Olive Tree events?
I think my core mission, and I think it's become clearer as I've started. When I started events, I had no idea what I'm doing. I have no business background. I just had, I think intentions are so important. I had always had an intention to make a difference within the Ummah. And I think it's become clearer as I've been working that I want to create safe spaces for Muslim women and young girls. I think it is a responsibility for every Muslim woman that has a platform to be a good representative for Muslim women and young girls. We don't have enough of those. So I think like with the events that I don't just put on events. I'm not just going to put a speaker on stage just to give you a lecture. I want you to come to our events and have an experience and be able to be vulnerable. I think we have a problem with being vulnerable. So I think who I am as a person is I want to be that person that creates these safe spaces for women and young girls to find their purpose. And like the name of our tour is called Becoming Her, become your true self, find the connection to Allah by finding your connection with yourself.
Yeah, I mean that's a really good way of putting it. So profound. You know, when you know, often in our life journey, when we're trying to search for answers, and we don't tend to, you know, sometimes look inwards, and actually finding yourself is finding God, as they say. But okay, so your events, you know, you've got these events out there. You know, your mission is to bring people together and become a better version of themselves. But why is it's centered around faith, and why is that so important?
So I think we have so many things going. We have so many, like within the event space, we have so many events going all the time. I think I met you that time there. We're always going to events, and with events, what I've noticed is it's just a little bit of a spark. You go there, and then you're happy or on a high for that moment, and then you leave, and sometimes you leave with nothing, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think for me, it's so important to have it faith-based and, you know, centered with an intention and a purpose that when we do leave, what else can we do? What are the resources that I'm giving these women after? What can they take with them? So I'm really building on that and working on creating these faith-based events that not just leave you with a new purpose, but actually the resources to maybe get the help that you need or, you know, the support that you need within the female Muslim space.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I mean, it all sounds really inspirational. And to be honest, I can really connect with what you're saying, and it resonates a lot because we do go to a lot of events, and how often do we leave that event and think, okay, what was the impact of that event, and how long does that impact last, if there is any impact? So, you know, the fact that you're thinking about this, it's just beautiful because you're really putting your beneficiaries, your attendees at the forefront of that thought process, which is just lovely. Now, in regards to topics and themes, I know you've kind of told us a little bit about Becoming Her, and it's already been successful in Australia, but the themes and topics, what are the focuses for these in your events, and do they vary, or are you quite consistent with them?
So what I try to do is, or what I'm trying to do with this concept is, because I had to so with my events, I like to create themes and concepts that I feel that are going to be impactful. And I also then work with the individual speakers to kind of draw out what their talent is. So I think we have the core theme of Becoming Her, which is obviously connecting back with yourself and also ultimately then connecting with Allah. But then we use individual stories and through storytelling from each speaker to be able to resonate and be vulnerable with the audience. So it doesn't completely change, but it does depend on the speaker themselves and what the value they bring, basically.
Yeah, I mean, so look, you've got these amazing events that are happening. They've been great. They've been successful in Australia. We're now here in the UK, and you're making it work here. So, what about some of the feedback you've got from some of the attendees? What do they say about your event, and how does it make them feel?
So subhanallah, I've had like really successful events and some not so successful events as well. So I had to look at what works and what doesn't work. And when I mean successful is, I think we were using a lot of influencers and speakers with millions of followers and things like that. And I was like, hold on a second. I don't want to just do this. I don't want to, the success of my events is not dependent on an individual and how many followers they have. It needs to be sincere. It needs to be meaningful. And so that's why I was also tapping into women that have so much to offer but may not have a lot of followers. So that's another thing that I was bringing on board. And I tried that also in Australia. And what I've noticed is maybe I won't sell as many tickets, but when the women come into the room and they leave, the feedback that I got was incredible with this specific event, because I was seeing women genuinely laughing and crying and coming to me during the break and coming to me and being like, just hugging me and holding me and saying, oh my goodness, like, I also went through that. Why can't we be so vulnerable? I had 70-year-old sisters coming to me saying, why didn't I have like people talking about this when I was young? Like, I think I spoke about having a miscarriage. And there was a 70-year-old auntie that came to me in the break, and she said to me, she held my hand and she looked at me with tears in her eyes, and she's like, do you know I lost my baby? And I've never spoken about it my entire life. And at this event, I actually feel like I held that for so many years, and I released it. So it was so beautiful for me. And I'm getting teary just thinking about it, because so many women, and the age range was incredible. It was like we're sitting with 16-year-olds and 70-year-olds, and we're bridging that generational gap.
Because that's the most beautiful thing that you're doing, I feel like, and actually that's much needed as well. But Nadia, you're with us. We're going to go for a short break and come back with us with your teas and coffees topped up. We've got so much more coming up in the last segment.
Classed as genocide several years ago, bringing little justice or solace to those seeking to bury loved ones. Their wounds still healing, Srebrenica must be remembered.
The UN framework for Bosnia and Herzegovina no longer seems to be relevant.
Charges are genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and violations of the Geneva Conventions.
These crimes were a culmination of the accused's determination to cleanse eastern Bosnia, to ensure the Serb state that he envisioned.
I feel like the Bosnian community have been forgotten.
Do you see any similarities with what's going on in Palestine and what happened 30 years ago here in Srebrenica?
The Muslims are the problem for somebody. Why?
You can't even take it all in. You can't even see the names all the way to the end. It's unimaginable.
Assalamu alaikum. We are here today to celebrate the launch of the Amir Abdul Qadir Al Jazairi programme.
The military hero, the statesman, an architect of a polity, the consummate diplomat and scholar educator, the Sufi, whose life was rooted in the knowledge of God and the embodiment of the noblest human values.
He's everything that could embody today's Algeria, and he's still and always will remain a great example for future generations of Algerians and of Muslims and non-Muslims across the world.
A figure who has been inspirational, not just to Algerian nationalism, and has had that role for a good century and more, but also to French imperialism.
Nida Trust presents the National Muslim Teachers Awards 2026.
Good evening and a very warm welcome.
We will start this evening's awards ceremony with a recitation of the Quran.
Allah has created all other creation by just the word kun fayakun, which means be and it is. But there's one creation that Allah has left behind, and that is the human being. And that human being is shaped by Allah's hand.
Being a teacher is a very important responsibility. Teachers guide, support, and inspire others.
The National Muslim Teachers Awards 2026.
How did you ensure that whatever you're writing is true to the core of, a person's experience?
In today's world with so much happening, a lot of people love art, and that's it's an escapism, but it also speaks to deep-rooted need for people to do art, to make art. All the books that I read with Muslim characters, we were always shoved inside a very small, tight box with no room to breathe.
Assalamu alaikum, guys, and welcome back to Salaam, Britain. And just before the break, we were speaking to an amazing guest in the studio. We have Nadira Chania with us, and she is the founder of Olive Tree Events. She brought together scholars and thought leaders and community voices through impactful conferences and events. And so we'll go back to her and continue that conversation. Assalamu alaikum again.
Yes. So, Nadira, look, I would really want to grill you right now with loads of questions about becoming her. Yes. But before we do, we're going to jump into the kitchen and see what the Spice Queen is up to, okay? So, Parveen, what's going on? Have you started rolling out your ingredients yet?
I have. Assalamu alaikum. I have started rolling out ingredients. So today, summer dish, I'm making a tandoori chicken salad. So I've got lots of friends that are gluten-free, so it's light, it's healthy, it's easy to prepare, but we can do it live on camera in 15 minutes. So, for my recipe, I've got half a kilo of chicken. You can use thighs or chicken fillet. And then we have all the spices. So literally 3 spices. And remember, the flavors doesn't always come from spice. It comes from ingredients like lemon, which gives it a zestiness and starts the cooking process to make a tender chicken. So we have 3 spices, a bit of garlic powder, some pink salt, which I think Himalayan salt, great. I love it, but do your own research. I think it makes food taste better. And then with the chicken, I'm going to pan fry it in 10 minutes live for you. Serve it with a salad and colours. I mean, look at the colours. I mean, can you see the colours? The
colours look
eat with
so
our
wonderful.
eyes. So you've got orange. And I heard somewhere, correct me if I'm wrong, the brighter the fruit, the vegetable, the better it is for you. So no brown food here. We've got lemon, we've got colours, green, purple, and then to top that lovely salad, I'm going to make a mango lassi for you.
Oh, yummy.
So we're going to do a fresh mango lassi with fresh mangoes. It's mango season.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find any yesterday. So I got some chopped mangoes, and I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to do another mango lassi, which will take you seconds like this.
Fantastic.
I love that. You're
Fantastic.
spoiling us this morning.
It's great to see lots of colours on the table. It is about having a mix of colours, which is a healthy, wholesome dish. That
You are what you eat.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be mango lassis. So Nadira, coming back to you, let's talk about Becoming Her. Becoming Her, it sounds incredible. Your lineup of speakers, you know, some of them we know personally, you know, they've been on that couch and this couch in the past, and they're just amazing humans. So I'm super excited to hear them speak. Tell us a bit about the event and how can we come?
Okay, so I'm very excited to be working with these speakers because I've never worked with them before, and I'm actually so impressed at UK sisters. I must say they're super talented. Allah bless them, and also so hospitable. I have to put that out there as well. Everybody has been so loving and kind. I've been away from home for almost a month, and they've made me feel less homesick. So thank you to all of them, especially the speakers. They become like sisters to me as well. So Allah bless them. And so you guys can come by going to our website, olivetreeevents.au, and our Instagram, Olive Tree Events, basically. You can click the link in our bio. And we have something on in Luton on Friday the 3rd and in London Friday the 4th. And whoever's going to the boat race, you come straight after. You come straight after you row or whatever you do at this boat race.
She's having a dig at me right there.
But tell us a little bit about the future. What the future is planned for Olive Tree Events.
Okay, so I have, you know, the problem with me is I have so many dreams. I don't know if that's a problem, but alhamdulillah, what I've realized is be delusional in your dreams. If we say delulu is the salulu, my son will kill me if I say that. Gen Z term. But
be delulu.
Yes, be delulu in your dreams, because Allah is the one that is definitely going to make it work, and that's where I've come, where I've come. And so for myself is I really want Becoming Her to really, really grow, because I really want the female Muslim space to be something that's incredible. I think we have a gap in the market and a gap in... I just think that we have a lot to do with sisters, and we have a lot of talented sisters, so I want to take that to a lot of different countries. Yeah. Inshallah, I'm going to South Africa, and we're having a conference there. And Becoming Her will launch there as well. And we're planning to go to a few different countries. So alhamdulillah, we went global last year, and we came to the UK for the first time. And we plan to do way more things with the UK sisters and see how we can all support each other. I think that's what it's essentially about, sisters supporting sisters.
Sounds wonderful. And that too on a global scale. I feel like you're creating a space where there's no competition. There's no, like, no, you know what, I want to do this, or I can't do this, I'll do this. It's more like, you know, let's come together, let's tap into each other's skills and, you know, feel that fire and thrive together.
Yeah, I mean, it is all about, you know, being, you know, taking care of one another, and there is something beautiful in that. You know, when you give, you always get back as well, and you know, there is no, you know,
malice. There's no malice.
Look, I think that's something that we really need to work on as females, especially. And I think I'm very big on, and what I've realized in the community, and I'll say it openly, is that we need to work on loving for our brothers and sisters what we love ourselves. That hadith really stands out to me from working in the community. I think we have a problem with that, and we need to start working towards that. And there is no envy. There shouldn't be no envy or competition.
I mean, ultimately, this life just kills all of that. What is meant for you is meant for you, and what is not meant for you is not going to reach you. So I think that just kills those concerns anyway. But you know, it's been great to speak with you, Nadira, and you know, the fact that you've come all the way from Australia and you're doing successful events there, and now you're bringing it over here for us to experience, and you're not just in London, so don't worry, it's not all about London, even though it is about London.
She's such a Londoner. No, it's not. It's all about the world, and you know.
But yes, she is going to other cities, so you can catch those events, and you can follow on
Luton
Instagram
and London this weekend. Go online, olivetreeevents.au, or go on to the Instagram, Olive Tree Events, and ding her, send her a message, and get in touch and buy those tickets. We're all going to be there, and you're going to be really pleasantly pleased to see the faces that are going to be speaking. They're sisters that we all love and adore and enjoy listening to. So Nadira, thank you so much. You're not going to go anywhere. You're staying with us because you're going to tantalise those taste buds.
I didn't have breakfast.
Good, me
You're
too.
gonna try out some of that mango lassi.
Yeah, yes. But in the interim, let's go back to the kitchen and see where Parveen's at.
Okay, so we are cooking. Okay, I've got about 15 minutes to get this recipe done. Tandoori chicken. So in my bowl here, I just have half a kilo of chicken thighs, chicken fillets, and I want to show you how to cut them. Now, you can do this in the oven, but for the sake of speed, we're going to do this in a pan. I'm going to show you live. So with your chicken fillets, I don't bash them with anything. I think I treat the chicken with respect. It's a very thin fillet. Can you see how thin that is? The camera can catch that. That's a very thin fillet of chicken, and I'm going to slice that even thinner on the side. So just going to slice it with my knife, because what I want to do is cook this chicken in 10 minutes. The presenters are all waiting there. They all haven't had their breakfast, so there's a lot of pressure. In my bowl now. So the thing about chicken is to tenderize is, anybody know what, shout out, what do we use to tenderize? Yeah, you can.
Lemon.
Lemon juice tenderizes. So squeeze the lemon.
Yeah.
And do we know why, Shaz? Lemon.
To just get it to cook quicker.
So it breaks down the cells of the chicken immediately. The other thing to help tenderize chicken is yogurt. Often people make biryani, they'll add yogurt into the chicken. So just look at that. I'm using about a tablespoon and a half, no more than that yogurt. Don't smother it in yogurt. We're just gonna, the yogurt is there to bind the spices so the spices stay on the chicken. If you didn't have the yogurt, spices would fall off the chicken. We don't want that. A teaspoon or half a teaspoon of salt, according to your taste. And I'm using pink Himalayan salt because I like it. I find that I'm less thirsty after that. I'm going to use some coriander powder, which I ground myself yesterday. Actually, Dareem, speaking about a fan story, I was in Sainsbury's at 9:30 getting the ingredients.
Yeah.
Looking like bedraggled and tired. And somebody said, "Excuse me, are you Parveen?" And I said,
"No way.
I am Parveen."
I love
and she said,
that.
"Oh, can I get a picture?" I thought, okay. Cute. And I actually let her have a picture after. So that was great. That was a great sign to say I'm back on TV after about a year of taking a break. So in we have tandoori powder, chili powder, coriander powder, some salt, and I've got some garlic salt or garlic granules. If you want to do a quick recipe, this really works. And all I'm going to do now, and that is it. Doesn't seem a lot of flavour, but I promise you that's all the flavour you need. I'm going to put my hob on, and while the hob is heating, I'm going to marinate that and put it straight into the pan. Okay, in with my hands. Actually, I'm not going to use my hands. So with that, if I just turn it to the camera, one thing you'll notice, it's not that really bright red colour that one associates with tandoori chicken. And because this is all natural colours, all natural flavours. And that is it.
And you've not put any oil in that, Parveen, have you?
I didn't put any oil in here because I'm going to add it into the pan. So nice hot pan. Now this is live TV. Let's hope the pan works, the cooker works. Nice hot pan, and I'm going to add, guess how much I'm going to add?
Teaspoon.
A teaspoon, even less than a teaspoon. Less than a teaspoon, and I use this very good quality olive oil. With olive oil, you have to be careful. Most olive oils are meant to be eaten in its natural state on salads, but this is a cooking olive oil, which is for frying, because I like to use really good quality oil. Remember, if you have good quality ingredients, you're going to get a good quality dish. So that's it, really. Swirl it around, and while that chicken goes in, I'm going to make a salad. So I'm going to use my hands. We should get a sizzle. We're waiting for the sizzle. Nice hot pan, and I'm going to do 4 or 5 pieces straight into the pan and cook them in. Normally what I would do is roast these in the oven. Just add them in the oven, and I would roast them off for about 20 minutes. And this should cook. Right, let's get the tech.
So usually you roast these, you wouldn't fry.
Roasting tends to intensify flavours, but for the sake of TV, I want to show everybody how quickly you can do it in a pan. Shaz, people just don't have time. Everybody's busy rushing around. It's, you want quick recipes that are going to work and taste really good. And the other thing is, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't felt the need to really eat in the summer. You want something nice and light.
100%.
So that's
lots of
cooking.
ice creams.
Lots of ice cream. You know, I don't like ice cream. Honestly, I find it's too cold. I don't like ice cream. My kid's like, "Mom, you don't like ice cream." I went into a supermarket, and the ice cream aisle was empty. No ice cream.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're going to do a salad. Okay. So remember the old saying, we eat with our eyes. It is about flavours. And the more colourful the fruit and vegetable, the more flavour you're going to get. So start off with a green leaf salad. Then on that, I'm going to add some sweet corn.
Yeah.
You know,
and
chicken
while
and sweet
you're
corn.
doing your sprinkling of your sweet corn, just to give you the heads up that you've got the timer there.
10 minutes.
Yeah,
Give me a big timer, look, because last time I ran out of time. Right, here it is. It's sizzling. Can we see? Now, that didn't take too long, and hopefully you'll smell that, I mean, any moment now. Fantastic. So this chicken's going to cook. I'm going to show you a quick tip on pan-frying chicken. Believe me, in about 8-9 minutes, this will cook, so it's quite a tight recipe. So cook until it becomes translucent. So halfway up, it'll start becoming white. And then we know that that half is cooked. Turn it over, cook it for another 3-4 minutes. It doesn't seem a long time, but they're very small fillets of chicken. Plus, we tenderized using the yogurt and using the lemon juice. So the idea is they will cook very, very quickly. They have to cook. The presenters want their breakfast or their brunch.
Yeah.
Or is it lunch now?
Please make sure it's well cooked. Yeah, we don't want to end up with food poisoning.
No, give it a good 10 minutes. Because the pieces are so small, they will cook very, very quickly. So while that's cooking...
You mentioned frying and roasting.
Sorry?
You mentioned frying and roasting.
Yes.
But can we put these in the air fryer?
Yes, you can put in the air fryer. They work really well in the air fryer, and a lot of my friends and family use air fryers. I'm not a big fan myself, but
don't you find in the air fryer things get dry?
Yeah, I'm an oven girl. I like an oven or a pan. I'm really old-fashioned.
And aren't air fryers worse than microwaves? Does anybody know?
Are they?
There is a lot of research. So my son's just come back to live with me after many years, and he won't use an air fryer. I had to go buy him a conventional combi oven.
Oh, wow.
So if you're... There's evidence to say it's good and evidence to say it's bad. We can't really say.
I don't
it's personal preference.
Oh,
so in go the tomatoes. Remember, with chicken, you want softer vegetables. So you've got tomatoes, you have lettuce, a red onion, all the good colours. I don't tend to use cucumber. Lots and lots of salad. Then I'm going to add chives. Now, this gets very chefy. You've got to catch this. The camera has to catch this.
Right,
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I always think it's very chefy when you see people do this, don't you?
Yeah.
Lots and lots of chives.
I think it reflects...
and then for flavour, I'm going to add just thin slices of radishes. So already, if you look at the colours on the plate, we're ready. Our taste buds are saliva's coming. We're ready to eat. And then I'm going to do some avocado, because we all know these flavours work together. Avocado, chicken works together. Sweet corn works together. And I've got 8 minutes, and I'm going to do a mango lassi for you all. Smash the avocado, put it in. You don't have to be chefy, you don't have to be precise, because the colours are so good, it looks so appetising. And I'm going to dress this with a minty yoghurt, very quick minty yoghurt. In here, I just got some plain yoghurt and a tiny bit of milk. Then I'm going to add some jar mint. Use jar mint, because the mint in a jar has vinegar in it, and the vinegar actually adds to the flavour. Often, if you use fresh mint can be bitter. Add a bit of salt. Actually, that's sugar. We don't want that. Add a bit of salt, and that's going to be my dressing. Oh, you need salt for flavour. It is a lot of salt. It was a lot of salt because I only had 1 teaspoon.
But
give it a shake.
I like things salty.
Now, if you are watching your blood pressure and your health, you can just reduce the amount of salt. But remember, you need the salt to bring out the flavour of the chilli. So that is nearly cooked. Can you smell it, guys?
Yes.
Right, while that's cooking, I've got 7 minutes. I'm going to make a mango lassi. Now, what do we like about mango lassi? Any of you shout out. What is your
sweet
thing?
and cold.
Sorry?
It's sweet and cold.
Sweet and cold. I love mango lassi.
It reminds me of my childhood.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, because in Pakistan, mango lassi is a thing.
Okay, so that's the mint dressing for the chicken. Turn it down and let it cook through. It's doing its thing. So in here, I just have some milk, some whole milk. You can use semi-skimmed if you're reducing the calories. And in here, I'm going to add some yogurt. Now, the recipes, we will put it on the website. Yogurt adds the thickness, and then fresh mangoes. So these are fresh mangoes, but to be honest, I actually prefer the mango pulp. So I'm going to use a bit of both. Bit of pulp.
Look at the colour on that.
Colour's amazing, isn't it? Some fresh mangoes. This is messy cooking. This is cooking without measuring. Really, you can use your gut instinct. You don't have to measure wherever you want. Sweetie, you want it more pulp. The cream, you want it more cream. The thicker, you want it more yogurt. It all is quite common sense when it comes to this mango lassi. Bit of cream and tiny bit of sugar.
Oh my goodness.
No, listen, a teaspoon of sugar. But this will serve about 5 people.
I love it.
Especially if you use those glasses there. I've got the tiniest glasses in the world for you guys.
Yes.
And then all we do is blitz that for a few seconds.
That's not a mango lassi glass, that's like a mango lassi shot.
It is a shot. Because I know the crew are going to come have some later, so. Ready? It's going to be loud. A few seconds. No, I don't like the colour of that. I think it's not colourful enough. This is the hardest bit to do. It seals it.
You need a hand.
Oh, I've done it. Okay. So you talk about 5 minutes.
The producer was about to run in.
Yeah, we've got about 5 minutes to go.
That's thick. You guys are going to have this lassi.
Oh, it looks
You
delicious.
find it's not as orange as the ones you get in the stores. Okay, so that's done, and the chicken is done. If you want to come over here, because you guys are going to taste this.
Nadira, would you like to do the honours?
Okay, with the chicken, the way to taste is, and the camera has to catch this, I'm going to cut the chicken if it's
Shall
white.
we go, Shaz?
Yeah. The camera catch that if it's white on the inside, pure white, and not translucent, you know it's cooked. I'm going to use my hands because I've got asbestos hands. Just slice the chicken. Use the tongs if you want. It's very, very hot, girls. But you can smell it, and it cooked.
good.
How long did that take to cook?
14 minutes.
It didn't take 14 minutes. The chicken did it.
No, the chicken took, 8 minutes?
Yeah.
Less than that.
And it's because it's so small.
You've still
It's
got loads
okay,
of
you've
time.
got time, don't
We
worry.
can talk about the
4.5 minutes to go, yeah?
I can't.
No need to rush, it's going to be okay.
Right. Darium's right here. Chicken.
Make sure it's cooked.
She's like...
No, it's cooked. It's cooked
gonna
all
be
the way
okay,
through.
but
Because
I want to eat it now, so...
No, joking aside, we have to really make sure that the chicken is cooked all the way through for health and safety. And what we're going to do is I'm going to drizzle this with a mint dressing. So in terms of calories, hardly any oil.
I love that.
That's,
Just a lot of salt.
it was a bit too much salt.
No,
You
but I
grab
like it
Grab a
salty.
teaspoon. That's for you.
Thank you.
That's for you as well. And one for me and one for you.
Yes,
On top. Right, shall we just have a taste of this?
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit, everybody.
Bismillah.
Oh, I could do with a bit more sugar and blending a bit more.
No, I like it.
No, it's good. It's really nice.
Okay, Darium, try the salad.
Okay.
So while Darium's eating this, I'm just going to talk about the alternatives and how to store it and cook it. So this tandoori chicken is so easy. You can cook it and store it. It'll stay in the fridge for about, for about 3 or 4 days. No, in the freezer.
I want to take a big
You can
bite.
freeze it, you can store it, you can marinate it and freeze it. It's very, very quick to cook, as you saw.
Would you like to try as well, Nadira?
I'm being polite. I'm behaving myself
So
on
if you
TV.
just carry on, we're going to have a taste of this.
Okay, I need to get onion in here.
It's just so wholesome and delicious and
Wow, this
crunchy
is
and
really
tasty.
good.
It's perfect summer dish.
So did you know, so with the chicken, a few tips to remember. Remember to cut the fillets nice and thin. The lemon juice tenderizes, yogurt tenderizes, and then just make sure it's completely white when it comes out of the pan. That's quite good, actually.
That's really soft. It's really tender.
She likes her own cooking.
I feel like we overcook our chicken.
It was really nice.
We do.
mashallah.
I overcook my chicken.
Yeah.
I did not
do.
think that would be done.
I'm always worried that
One
it's
more.
I'm gonna poison someone, so I overcook it and end up.
No, but Nadira, did you see how quick that was?
I'm actually in
But
shock.
this is perfect chicken,
God, I need to
cooked
get everything in
perfectly
here.
to perfection, tender and yet slim. You know, like this, like you said, the fillets were quite thin.
The fillets were thin, and also the dressing. We used mint, we used yogurt, yogurt is about 5% fat. Now mayonnaise, does anybody know how much fat is in mayonnaise?
I don't want to know.
I don't want it either. Mayo
I'm
is
sorry,
my
sorry
go-to.
to
I don't want to know. I like mayonnaise.
It's
too
very,
much.
mayonnaise is very calorific. It's about over 70 to 80% fat. So if you use yogurt as a base for your dressings for this particular salad, it really works. And you saw how little oil we used.
Yes.
It's a very fresh, easy salad. And just remember to cut the chicken into thin pieces before you pan fry. Alternatively, use your air fryer or use an oven.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Well, that was a beautiful brunch / lunch, depending on what your appetite is requiring, within a span of 16 minutes. So well done, Praveen. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
That's
much.
delicious. Back to you, Shaz.
Yes, fantastic. Well, that was a lovely dish there prepared by Parveen. Perfect for the summer as we are in a very heated temperature at the moment, and it is going to get hotter, so be ready for that. But we have come to the end of another edition of Salaam Britain, and we hope that you enjoyed spending your morning with us. So a very big thank you to all of our guests for joining us today, and the team for reporting live from the International Takafful Summit 2026, and of course Parveen for a delicious dish, and Irfan for John Rees for the lovely news that he gave us. So it's not so lovely. But if you missed any part of today's program, don't worry, you can catch up on demand through Islam Channel's platforms. And we'll be back again tomorrow with more inspiring conversations, latest news, live reports, and of course, plenty more from the kitchen. So until then, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and your families, grant you good health, happiness, and ease in all that you do. From us all here at Salaam Britain, thank you so much for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.